A lot of pressure, man.
Yeah, it is. Evil.
Knievel.
Not our real names.
Nailed it.
Oh, you want me to do my bit? Okay, here we go.
Who are those guys?
You're gonna love it. It's just a little independent.
Never.
That is true.
None documented.
Oh, man. That sounds hot. Yeah.
That was an opener. Well, who
An
said
opener?
that? Oh, hey.
An opener.
Can opener.
This sounds like we're hot here. We hot?
The polygraph is registering.
It is. All this beautiful, wonderful technology here at New Leonard Media. It's fantastic.
What?
Ding. New Leonard Media.
Don't change your voice on me. It'll freak me out.
Yeah, no more
Like,
impressions.
what is this?
That was an early hashtag for us.
Oh, it deadened it.
Yeah, a full beer. Oh, there you go.
But you can't hear it.
Who would have thought a full beer wouldn't have had any particular resonance over the
You
microphone?
can't
just
hold
yet.
it. It deadens.
Well, welcome everybody, film fans, independent film fans, to a little independent podcast where two friends talk about independent, obscure, just plain weird movies. My name's Ryan.
And I'm Todd.
Hi, Todd.
Hi, Ryan.
Oh, Miss Turner.
Did you miss me, Ryan?
Always.
Have you seen my new movie, Body Heat?
Yes, and I pulled up in my brand new 1972 Buick. It's outside.
Yeah, because the movie that we're doing tonight, when customers also viewed, right down underneath there was
interesting.
Body Heat.
This is fun. That's I like that. The aspect of that kind of discovering a new way to discover things.
Yeah.
You know, Spotify does it, Pandora does it in a way like artists you might like.
Yeah.
And I feel like Amazon started that back in the day with customers who bought this also bought this or viewed.
I think Amazon started everything.
Yeah, probably. I
think they
being real about it.
Adam and Eve, yeah.
Saying thank you,
And then-
Overlord
and then
Bezos.
Yeah,
We
and then
love you.
Amazon. Adam and Eve invented Amazon, and then it took over.
Wow. Who said we couldn't get deep on this podcast?
Yeah. AI.
Deep. That's a movie that we'd never do, and good, because I wouldn't want to watch that again.
No, because he sees dead people.
Yes, he does.
Is
He
that the
also
same?
sees a very heavily made up Jude Law that makes me feel very funny.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
You
it's
got a
going to be
man
one
crush
of those
going on with
nights.
Jude Law or
Oh,
repulsion?
no. I think that the synthetic makeup in that movie on him is just so, I don't know, it rides the line between being attractive or just horribly repulsive.
Well, just the title is like too far ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Like it was never now it'd be like, oh, another AI
Right,
movie. But
right.
back then, never even heard of
Is that one, if
AI.
I watch again, it would have grown on me, do you think?
I don't
Have
know.
you seen it recently?
No.
Oh.
I only saw it way back when it came out.
Well, not, I guess,
Not an independent.
not remotely near AI artificial intelligence is the film that we're doing today.
This is the real thing, baby.
It sure
35
is.
millimeter raw. Maybe
And
16. I
I'm
don't
going to
know.
admit at the top here that I think I know Todd pretty well, and I knew what I was doing when I suggested this film that I love from my youth and has ties to so many movies that I love. And I'm guessing you've looked into some of this because
I hope so.
the grin on your face is just 10 grand. So
Well, 80, and 82 is like Fast Times at Ridgemont High. It's right in the middle of it all.
that's
you
a
know?
really, I didn't look too much into that, but yeah, so we're doing the film Eating Raoul from the year 1982, and this is a kind of indie darling. If you look at, lists of best, 80s or decade-wise indie films, this one will pop up occasionally. And it's pretty well reviewed in general, but it's out there, and I was really curious to see what your reaction to this would be.
I love that term you just used. That has to be a hashtag.
What?
Indie darling.
Indie darling.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
that's why
There's no way I coined it. I must have stolen
you
it from
just
somebody.
you just said it. I don't even know if you realize you said it.
And the
Heard here
spelling
first.
of Raoul, did that trip you up? The slightly non-traditional spelling in the title?
No, I didn't
Raoul.
didn't even think about it.
Not the Julia variety. All right. Well, the description of our film is a relatively boring Los Angeles couple discovers a bizarre, if not murderous, way to get funding for opening a restaurant. What do you think about that?
Oh yeah,
That's accurate?
yep.
You think? Okay.
And you can tell they're screenwriters, that did it because they laid it all out and set it up. you know.
Yeah. And I like the idea, the description starts with a relatively boring Los Angeles couple, which I would say it is true all the way down to the way that they're named. But just because I have such affinity for the movie, I tried to kind of restart and watch it again. And I still think they're uniquely interesting in a weird way.
Yeah, it's funny.
Starting with their apartment. But it is
bizarre, yeah.
billed as a comedy crime per IMDb. Would you say that's
Yeah,
to your...
yep. With a
Makes sense,
capital
right?
C and the comedy, and
Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of crime, of course, but
absolutely.
it's a comedy.
Yeah.
That's what I look at it as.
And at this point, this is, I think, we're in the high 20s as far as episodes right now. But if anybody is cataloging what our most frequent genre is at this point, maybe it's too early, but it would be interesting to know because I feel like comedy may be the least, or at least kind of lower so far, but maybe not.
I think there's a lot of comedies.
Yeah, there is. Isn't there?
Wow. Look at this.
I mean, I guess a lot of it is.
Well, this is episode 28.
Like, do you categorize Zombiever as a comedy? So that's
Absolutely, I do.
for time to tell. But this film stars Paul Bartel as Paul Bland. Had you ever seen him in anything? Did he look familiar?
Yeah, he looked very familiar. And then, when you start digging, you're like, oh, he did that. Oh, he was in,
But
all
he
this
looked
stuff.
familiar to you?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So his...
the B movie.
He is. IMDb, his best known, 4 best known films, Scenes from the Class Struggle in Beverly Hills, Eating Raoul, Escape from L.A., where he played a congressman, and The Usual Suspects, where he played a smuggler. So his best known top 4 are pretty good. And he has had some, dances with some commercial success there.
Yeah. I wrote down a couple. So I wrote down Escape from L.A. because, your Snake Plissken fantasy.
Call me Snake.
And so that's a sequel, right?
It is.
Caddyshack 2, clearly a sequel.
Uh-huh.
European Vacation,
Correct.
that's a sequel, right? Isn't that the second one? Or is that
It is the second.
Okay. And then the ever popular 1978 Piranha.
Oh, yeah.
And I had to look up. I'm like, is that the one
Absolutely.
Cameron did? And then I looked
No,
it up
that's
and
2.
Cameron did 2.
Joe
Yeah,
Dante
see, I knew you.
directed Piranha. I love that movie. I've watched it recently. I've watched Piranha, directed by Joe Dante, recently.
Yeah.
He's also in...
The 78, the one he's in?
Yeah. I love that movie. I think it's so fun.
Wow.
It's so corny in the best ways.
No, but I mean, how did you... See, you find movies differently than I do. And this is great for people to hear because, it's another way to find independent film, right? That's the whole
That's true.
gist of our...
having
You
watched...
have it on DVD, right?
I do. Having watched the documentary Electric Boogaloo, the story of Cannon films, there's a big tie to Roger Corman films, and Roger Corman has a lot to do, Paul Bartel, Mira Warnov in this film, they got their starts, Paul Bartel specifically with
Yeah.
Roger Corman.
With Death Race 2000.
Death Race 2000,
Yeah.
exactly. So I love that era and the kind of interconnectivity of all that stuff.
Yeah.
And those movies are just great and up from humble beginnings, right? James Cameron directed Piranha 2. Like, everybody got to start somewhere.
Well, there's a couple of interviews on YouTube. I don't know if you saw those or not, but they...
Probably.
So Death Race 2000, Roger Corman hated because it wasn't supposed to be a comedy. And
Yeah.
and he Paul Bartel, knowing our girl Mary in the movie here, calls her in New York and tells her to fly out to L.A. He thinks he can get her in this movie that he's directing.
Mm-hmm.
And he told her, he says, wear tight pants. He'll love your legs. You'll be in. And she shows up on set. Are these pants tight enough? Yeah, you look great. And then while they're filming, somebody laughed at the scene that was being filmed, and Corman stormed off the set.
Yeah, he doesn't like that.
And she never met him, or she never even, she got put in the movie because
she got the part
because he was Paul was directing, but he didn't want anything to do with it being a comedy. He wanted it to be bloody and real and death.
Yeah. Anytime you put, Sylvester Stallone and David Carradine together, pure comedy gold. So I get it on paper. It's not supposed to be.
And then Stallone ends up being known for comedy later on. Yeah.
Stop or My Mom Will Shoot, Oscar, classic Stallone comedies. Tango and Cash. Paul Bartel, also, he was in Rock and Roll High School and another sequel, Gremlins 2, The New Batch. So he really has been
He's the king of sequels.
Quite a few sequels. He also has the distinction of being in the Jerky Boys movie. Remember the Jerky Boys were a thing? There was a movie. Oh, God, yeah. Let's not even dwell on that.
So I've got 91 credits as an actor for Paul. And that's incredible.
He passed away in 1991. His last film he was credited for was called Dinner and a Movie. A small little movie.
The year 2000, he passed away.
Oh, 2000, sorry.
You were just repeating
his last credit was
91. I threw you out. I'm sorry.
Second build, Mary Warnov, of whom I just adore. I adore her in a special ladies way. She plays Mary Bland, also in Death Race 2000.
A special ladies way. Help me with that. What does that mean, Ryan?
They're just ladies of the 80s. Just like they're just special in their uniqueness and their hair.
Phoebe Cates.
And oh gosh, she is, I think, the empress of the ladies of the 80s. I would say.
Yeah, and then she retired on a high note, and
just Mrs. Kevin Kline ever since.
Moved to France and became a mom, right? If I'm not mistaken,
and a great mom, I'm sure. Thank you, Phoebe, for what you've done and all you've sacrificed.
Since we're talking about 82, which I don't know that there's a more famous scene in 1982. We might as well just throw it out there.
True.
Or a song that, when played, you do not picture that image of Phoebe coming out of the pool
than the Ed Begley Jr. rape scene in this movie. Oh, wait.
No.
What did you say?
Phoebe stole the most famous scene in 82 would be Phoebe coming out of the pool.
The Ed Begley Jr. attempted rape scene from this movie is not the most iconic scene from 82?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It is for you?
Agree to agree. You're right. The most iconic scene. Many of us grew up to that scene, actually. Mary Warnoff, and I think it's really funny that Paul Bartel and Mary Warnoff, they just are Paul and Mary. I thought maybe there was some biblical significance or something, but I just think they use their own names.
I do have a question. Did you pick this because last episode, the two leads, two of the leads were Paul and Mary?
Yeah, not intentionally, but it did. As I was watching it, I was too.
I was like, oh shit, Paul and Mary. Yeah. I'm like, Ryan, you tricky bastard.
I know. And I wish I was that clever. I'm not. She was also, her first credit, which is interesting, is as Jean Harlow in a 1966 movie called The Beard. And she spent a lot of her early film career under the tutelage and direction of Andy Warhol. So that film was directed by Andy Warhol. She's also in a 1967 Andy Warhol movie called Four Asterisks. And that's not what it's called, Four. It's literally four asterisks.
Symbols.
The symbol.
Formerly known as.
And that's the movie. Looks interesting. She's in a movie called Silent Night, Blood Night. So maybe, no, I don't think it predated Silent Night, Deadly Night. And that was in 1972. Part 3 is in production now. So Mary is still working. She was in TV, Murder, She Wrote, St. Elsewhere. She was in a Suicidal Tendencies music video, for goodness sakes. So she's really kind of my perfect 80s actress. She was in a 2003 prison movie, or 2003 prison movie called Prison A Go-Go. Oh, and
I wrote that one down.
Did you note her character name?
That's why I wrote it down.
You're a pervert then.
I didn't think you would know this, and I was gonna try and trick you with it. Because when I scanned through her 124 actress credits, this title.
Now we're just trying to outdo each other.
You're right.
That's what it is.
Is this a pissing
the
contest?
The entirety of the podcast is going to be
I got to drink some more water.
Information dumping all over each other's warm chests.
Who? Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah. So her character name in Prison to
I can't
Go-Go,
wait for you to say this.
Diane, she bitch, slut face. And mind you, in 2003, she would have been 59 or 60 years old, depending on where her birthday fell. And at
Really?
Yeah. So to her credit,
I didn't think about her age at the time. That's even better.
So to her credit, in Those Legs That Go Forever, Prison to Go-Go, an independent film, Diane, she bitch, slut face.
Yeah.
There you go. So one of us has to watch this and report on it.
Who's to say I haven't yet?
Oh, see?
No, I haven't.
Ryan, I have a question
Not
for you.
just yet. I'm
Have
just
you
kidding.
seen Diane She Bitch Slutface perform in Prison to Go-Go? Please let us know.
It
Have
is
you-
going
have you?
to be the next name of my Journey cover band. Diane She Bitch Slutface. It's even hard to say, unaffected, let alone drunk. Can you imagine? That'd be the best.
Oh,
But that's going to be
man.
my Journey
Wait,
cover
that's going
band.
to take me a minute. That was gold.
That was
That was
That's
beautiful,
a
Ryan.
deep B side on an early Journey record. People don't
Oh,
know.
it's a song or a band? That's the
No,
cover band.
It's not.
What are the-
Third build, another actor who's very near and dear to my 80s horror movie heart, is Robert Beltran as the very important and aptly named Raoul. Had you seen him in anything before?
He looks so familiar, but when I went down his list, nothing was really popping up. He just reminded me a lot of, what's his name in Caddyshack? The Italian guy, and he says, this for
Nunzio?
D'Annunzio.
Nunzio.
Yeah.
Is it D'Annunzio? Have I been
so.
wrong this whole time?
Yeah.
Nunzio. So interesting. Well, he is somebody who the connection. He and Mary Warnoff are in the movie Night of the Comet, and that is one of my favorite 80s horror movies of all time.
All right, help me now. I think is that the one where
That's this comet passes and everybody turns to red dust, and these valley girls are left to their own.
Oh yeah. I have seen that. He's in that?
Yes, he is. He's the main guy. He is, and I forget his character name, but yeah.
And Mary's in it too.
Yes.
Okay.
Mary Warnoff is in it as well. As is another actress who, these two characters reprise their roles in another film, which we'll get to.
Oh.
But Robert
Okay.
Beltran again plays Raoul. He was in a movie called Shadowhunter with Scott Glenn, which has to do with a murder on a Navajo reservation, and that actor is actually Mexican and Native American. It's really kind of cool to see, because we've been talking about Native American cinema here, and having the author of oh my gosh.
Well, the last thing you want is Hannibal Lecter swimming around inside your head.
That is true. The Firekeeper's Daughter. I just had a stroke on air. Thank you for bailing me out of that one. Author
Little
of the
Scott
Firekeeper's
Glenn
Daughter
quote for you.
on a related podcast. I'm just going to go to bed right now. And he had a long run on the TV show Star Trek Voyager, 95 to 2001, and he shares a connection with another movie that we did on this podcast.
Ooh.
As he is in the 2009 movie Repo Chick, which is the sequel to Repo Man, which is pretty cool.
Wow.
And Night of the Comet is near and dear to me because Catherine Mary Stewart is one of my top lady of the 80s. And Kelly Maroney is also in Night of the Comet. Now, these two characters, Paul and Mary Bland, reprise their roles in the beginning of the movie Chopping Mall. So if
you can see Ryan's smile right now. Cameras are coming, folks. You will be seeing us in the near future. Cameras have been purchased by New Leonard Media, and we are going to graduate to YouTube as well.
But so they reprise their roles in the beginning of Chopping Mall. So if we have any horror fans, still as a reminder,
at least one.
Yeah. They'll know the kind of fun little connection that this has. And I listed fourth build Susan Sager, I actually don't know how to pronounce her last name, who plays Doris the Dominatrix, and Nurse Sally Cummings. She steals the show. She steals this movie, in my opinion.
You said that so kind of prior to prior conversation that we had before the podcast. You said that so clinically.
Oh,
Doris the Dominatrix. Like you spoke it like an English teacher.
Yeah. Again, this I if I didn't say before, this is going to be our dirtiest podcast thus far because I'm leaning into this movie. My clip is dirty. Everything's just filthy, dirty, and it's dirty in an '80s way. But there's some other things that I think don't really hold up, and I'm curious to your take. But Susan plays Doris the Dominatrix and Nurse Sally Cummings. This is her first acting credit. She's only got 11. I think she does or supports stand-up comedy. She was also in the aforementioned movie Scenes from the Class Struggle in Beverly Hills, which Robert Beltran, I believe, was also in. She wrote a 2018 film Laughing in the Face of Hate, which is a documentary about a stand-up show after a tragedy in North Carolina. And the film was written and directed by Paul Bartel, who stars in the film. He's written a few things, some shorts. Cannonball is a film that he did in 1976. And then he directed Death Race 2000, as we talked about. So he likes those racing action. I mean, he's done some bigger movies. Like, Death Race 2000 has a lot of action in it. It's not,
Yeah.
it's not nothing.
Well, I gave Doris there. Is it Susan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Susan Sager.
I gave her a little Meg Ryan credit.
Meg Ryan
I
credit.
gave her a Meg Ryan credit. I had to fast forward. I had to flip through my note pages. See, I'm still. I
So
handwrite my
analog,
notes.
baby.
I'm sure I've mentioned this before. In notebooks, Ryan has printed beautiful pages, bold print
I'm
with
a
our
21st
logo.
century digital boy.
With our logo on them. I got handwritten scribble. All right, so Doris, blind woman, immigration officer. Nurse Sally Cummings, interesting name. Doris plays herself when she's at home as the mom. Meg Ryan, Joe versus a volcano. Except
yeah.
Doris did 4 characters.
Yeah, at least.
Meg Ryan did 3.
Oh, we'll get into that. That she steals the show. She's always had my heart for a long time. It was also written by Richard Blackburn, who wrote. He wrote and directed a 1973 horror film called Lamora, A Child's Tale of the Supernatural, which looks kind of interesting in a weird 70s way. One episode of Tales from the Dark Side, and he also played James in the movie. So
James.
That's the writer, James, the real estate agent.
Oh, yes. That was the writer.
That is correct.
Very cool.
Yeah, the tagline.
I have a thing for writers. I like writers.
Yes, you
do. That didn't come out right.
Yeah, it didn't. It's okay. It's okay to have a thing for writers. I mean, that's not weird or predatory like any like most men in this film.
A deep all men except for
and
Paul.
that's
Paul's the only one.
It's very interesting. But tagline. So a couple. Let me run these by you.
Okay,
Mr. Todd.
Tag it.
This is the 2 of these are on the Australian theatrical release. An outrageous comedy of sex and murder.
Yes.
An outrageous comedy of sex and murder.
Yes.
Okay, you like that?
Yeah. Let's put another shrimp on the bobby.
Here's another one. Meet the Blands. They're square, they're in love, and they kill people.
Nope.
No.
I mean, they do, but...
Now, does that remind you of something? I thought this was a movie you really liked. So infamously, and I may get this wrong, but the tagline for Bonnie and Clyde, they're young, they're in love, and they kill people. The Warren Beatty, Faye Dunaway.
The 68?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I think that was a play on that. On that. If I'm mistaken, please
I am
email us
completely
and
enthralled with Highwaymen. I don't know why.
And the actual, I believe that's on the U.S. release, it's on the cover, is a tasty comedy of bad manners.
A tasty
Yeah.
comedy of bad manners.
Now,
that's not bad.
Now I'm going to ask right away, was the title misleading to you at all? Were you not?
No, I mean, I had seen this
Did you want more
decades
eating?
ago, so
Okay.
like I texted you. All I could remember, I'm like,
Yeah, what did
I
you
think
say? You texted me
it's
like
a cannibal. It's a cannibal movie, 80s
Cannibal sex movie or
Annibale's
something?
B movie. Yeah. Well, it is. That's pretty accurate,
is,
actually. Cannibal sex movie.
Yeah, swingers, huh? Like we're going to get tough on swingers here on a little independent, everybody. A budget, it was, and by the writer-director's own admission on a documentary I watched, $500,000.
Yep.
Was raised independently, proceeds from his previous film Cannonball, then proceeds from the recent sale of his mom and dad's house, and dividends from stocks from his mom.
Yeah.
All to fund this film that nobody in Hollywood wanted to touch. So when we talk about true independence, this one has kind of
this
really
one was
all
mom
the top to
financed.
bottom. Yeah, financed by mom. No worldwide or no return or box office information that I found. Did you find anything?
Mm-mm.
And
Not a thing.
1 hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah, maybe
Crazy.
even less. I think it's like 123.
Yeah, and that may be with credits. It was nominated for Best Low Budget Film and Best Actress nomination for Mary Warnow at the Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror Films in 1983. And it was picked by Entertainment Weekly magazine as one of 50 greatest independent films in a special supplement devoted to independent films that was only distributed to subscribers in November of 1997.
Wow. I read somewhere in New York Film Festival, like there's...
That's a stretch of an accolade, my friends.
Let hang there for a moment.
But Entertainment Weekly, if you give a rat's ass about that. But what I love about this movie, and again, it's pretty, even for the time, is it's an 80s sex movie, right? You think about Porky's.
Yep.
But in this film, the one thing that really stood out to me were the men were fucking awful. And that's par for the course, right? You're used to that. But if you look back in general, 80s men were fucking awful. They were the worst representations of us in general a lot of times.
Thank you very much, Ryan.
I was thinking about being a man in the 80s.
I was in high school.
But I mean, you know what I mean? And it felt like this was, I made a little joke about the Ed Begley scene, but I did not enjoy that at all. I mean, not like anybody would enjoy it, but it rubbed me the wrong way all the way. So I'm not making this any better. But it was just hard to watch. It really, really was. And even in the spirit of the movie.
Well, he had to do something to eventually, it's the scene where her top comes off, right? Something had to happen to make that.
It didn't ruin the movie for me because it's a satire and the men are supposed to be leeches. And I think Mary must have some kind of supernatural power that makes men go crazy for her.
Did you see her legs?
I have a theory.
Did you see her legs?
Fine. But I have a theory about that. But the movie starts with a jaunty opening narration. What do you think about that? Do you like that in movies?
Yeah, I mean, it sets it up as a comedy. This the way the narrator was, being all proper and,
Yeah.
And, so you're like, all right, this is going to be funny.
He's like, I caught the term sex hunger.
Yeah.
they're teeing up something.
Hollywood.
They're teeing up, this is Los Angeles.
The way Hollywood is in 1982, so to speak, is what they're saying.
And do you think they're trying to use that to directly show how bland the Blands are? It's because it's this, seedy Hollywood and hookers at the time, by the way, looked just gross.
Well, the two that they showed standing on the street there. I don't know what it is. They didn't.
I don't know how prostitution thrived or even survived
the dress,
in the 80s.
Yeah, what they were wearing was not attractive.
But this opening narration ended on something that just reminded me of another one of our movies. And probably to this date, the biggest controversy in Ali history.
Oh.
Something at the end of this little montage of narration was...
So what popped into my head was when I was interrogated with pictorial sucker being dipped in coffee. No, that's not coffee. That's ketchup, Ryan.
Holy shit.
Am I right?
Come here so I can tweak your nipples.
Oh, okay.
So maybe we shouldn't have cameras because that was an unmasculine fist
That was simultaneous
anyway,
too.
So
you've practiced that.
The end scene of that, it's like my greatest nightmare is that it was a pristine
sucker and ketchup,
white, that tasty freeze ice cream, that fake stuff that just looks pristine in a glass. And
From what movie?
Well, no, I'm saying in this movie, this is what you
No,
see.
but what movie does the cones and the ice cream we discussed how cheap it was?
Oh, Happy Texas.
Nope.
Or Paris, Texas.
Nope.
No, cones and ice cream.
Scotland, PA,
Scotland,
baby.
I need a PA.
Same kind of ice cream cone. So our movies they're not our movies. The movies
if you
that
think hard enough.
movies that we celebrate.
They it's fascinating to me. They frame the shot, this beautiful ice cream, flawless.
Yeah.
And then somebody dumps just a heaping globs of ketchup on top.
That's what made you think of the ketchup is what made you think of?
I was thinking of Most Beautiful Island and ketchup.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what made you think of Most Beautiful Island was the ketchup coming down in the cone.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. So I thought that's, again, my greatest nightmare is just the thought of eating that, ketchup on ice cream. And maybe that's why. Maybe this movie did it to me. But it had this just visceral, and it pulled me right back into ketchup in the coffee, or the sucker in the
you're chained
coffee.
You're chained to the floor in a meth lab trailer in the middle of the woods in Kentucky. Haven't eaten for 3 weeks. You're about to die, and here comes this ice cream cone dumped with ketchup. You got to eat it.
Yeah, I'd
you scoff it down.
I'd eat his ass if he wanted me to. I mean, at that point, it's
and there it is.
I'm good.
We are
I'm
officially
good.
the dirtiest.
It's not that
episode.
It's not
right
that
there. Tossing
crazy
salads.
to stretch, but and so that opening narration really seems to set the stage. And a lot of people talk about New York in the 80s, and I think LA has that equally seedy. It may have been glitzier, but it still just feels gross. I don't know why.
Yeah.
And they moved to our first character introduction of Paul, and he seems to work in a convenience store or a liquor store, right?
Yeah, like a party store. That would not sell $400 bottles of wine.
Exactly.
It's selling Boone's Farm, and
he's there, engaged with a haggling with a customer about his wine choice, and that's what makes this kind of funny to me.
Well, he's talking her out of the shit wine and selling her something better.
He says Mountain Brook wine is undrinkable.
Yeah.
and he's, haggling with them, and they finally settle on a nice Beaujolais, and I love the total. It's $3.50 right out the door.
I know, you're like, don't buy that, but then you realize, that was 40 years ago. So what would it be now? $35.
$13, $14 to $35 bottle of wine, either way. And so I like the absurdity of the fact that he has these standards, but he works at this convenience store, and he probably does this shit everywhere he goes. And he turns around and he's getting his ass chewed out because he ordered a case of Chateau Lafite Rothschild.
Yeah. $400 a bottle.
And the guy's like, we don't have the clientele for this.
Yeah.
And that's the moment where I believe, again, I like absurdist comedy, is there's a holdup in the store, right? The guy's like, give me all your money.
Yeah. Immediately following, we don't have the clientele. Yeah. He's got a gun pointed at his head. Give me the money out of the drawer.
Yeah. And the manager just calmly takes out a gun and shoots
a much bigger gun.
Yeah. It shoots this guy, and to, I guess, a little bit of shock of Paul, and he says something like, "Sir, you shot that man.
You just killed him." Yeah. And I laugh because the guy that shot him, his boss, he goes, yeah. And he just,
and back to the Lafite,
back to the,
what are we going to do to move this wine? Yeah. And I got a little bit Andy in that moment, when the larger gun was pulled out.
Yeah. We just needed some girl,
in a pig's arse. I tell you, one day we'll do it.
One day we'll do it. A full Andy.
So you have your first character introduction, and then you have another character introduction to a hospital. And did you notice the pages? And I think nobody does page humor like Airplane in the white zone and red zone and all that. But some of this page work was funny. Did you notice the doctor they were trying to page? It was Dr. Benihana.
I did not.
Yeah, they kept like Dr. Benihana. And again, juvenile. And I will tell you, I haven't seen this movie in a minute, and Jess will back me up. I laughed out loud a few times. I really did, in earnest. And maybe it's because of the week I've been having, but I did laugh out loud a few things I almost forgot, but a few things that I just think are funny.
Did she make it through to the end?
Yes, she
Good.
did. No, she didn't. She did not. I think, fell asleep for the last 16 minutes or so. So she did not.
Did she see Ed Begley?
Yes.
Okay, so then
She was
I'm off.
equally
I'm off the
disturbed.
hook then. Now
She was
you are
equally disturbed. Oh, yeah.
You are now officially.
She said,
either that or I've affected
I
you.
can make you maybe feel worse because she's like, this Todd's pick
No,
at the seedy Los Angeles hookers, and I'm like, no, this is me, honey. And she's like, oh, she saw the bearded guy, and she knew what was on. And so we meet Mary. She is a nurse, and so could we maybe crown the creepiest fucker in this movie? Like who is? I have my vote, but this guy, this
the patient,
Mr. Baker, horny patient. This motherfucker is just the worst. And again, there's
so many of them.
I don't know what it felt like to, or maybe you can tell me. In a way, like when you're seeing characters like this back then, did it strike you as absurd? Did it strike you as like, that guy acts like my dad? Like, this is how you treat women? Or like,
no, I don't think I saw this one in the theater. I must have seen this one on cable, some years after high school. Like Porky's I saw in the theater in high school. Like Ghostbusters, I remember seeing at the drive-in, but this one I don't recall. Terror Train I remember I saw in the theater.
right.
But not this one.
It just comes off really rough, and I'm in the spirit of the comedy, but this guy is like, how could anybody stand for any behavior like this? But she gets him back because he's like, oh baby, want to do ya, like 80s style. And I love, again, you know me with food. So
and that was some
I'm
gross
sure
food.
you can get, she hands him a plate of food that's, what would you say? It's like proteins. It's all dark and green and mushy and nasty looking.
It looked like the colon cleanse from hell is what it looked like.
That's kind of what they were doing.
Yeah.
So she intimates, like, if you eat all this food, I'll bang you.
Yeah.
And he just starts munching. Oh, it was disgusting. It wasn't Skin of the Wolf level eating sounds disgusting, but it was disgusting. And he's eating, and he's like, all right, like, where's my BJ? And she says, I gotta go on my break, and gives, the big guy, Dewey, comes in, this big dude, and she's like, you got this colonic? And he's like, I got it.
And I found out in one of the interviews that he's like a cast member.
Who's that?
Dewey. He's just one of like the sound.
Oh, he's a crew.
Like a sound
guy. He's a sound
or
guy,
something
right?
like that.
I heard that as well. And you get to the outside, and it's the hospital of Los Angeles. But this is where the music gets you. If you didn't think this was a comedy, right?
Yeah.
Dun, 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 it bangs it into you like do 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 do. And did that bother you?
No.
The music.
It was set up as a comedy.
Again, and
from
I'm
that
trying to be
narration in the
objective
beginning.
and separate the warmth that I feel for this movie with how I just felt watching it again. But I love cheesy, jaunty, kind of madcap comedy music like that, which was a lot of fun. And we find that they're a couple, and they're an odd couple. I think, visually, they're both kind of striking in their odd own ways, and they're a fun. I like them as a couple. I don't know why, I just do. They're fucking weirdos and criminals and murderers, but they're tight. Yes, they're straight laced, but they're just weird, and I like them.
Yeah, I mean, they were friends in real life, and I think that they just had a good chemistry together.
They do.
Yeah.
And again, because you might even say that she's out of his league. I mean, he's a kind of a balding, bearded.
Yeah.
He's not trying to be a hunk.
Charlton Heston Nova, even though the ages are probably appropriate.
Yeah.
20 years apart or whatever.
And I saw her as a nurse, and if you'd remake this movie today, and like Paz de la Huerta would have to play the Mary character. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Nope.
Okay. Look her up and watch the movie Nurse 3D. I'm going to come off like the biggest pervert in this whole thing. I swear I'm not, but those are, I like film in all forms. And
It's evidentiary now.
Yeah, and the blonde gal, Christina Bowden, I think is her name, from Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. She's in Nurse 3D as well, if that helps you to want to watch it.
So you have that on Blu-ray, Ryan?
Yes, sir, I do, actually.
Okay. And that comes out late night,
previously viewed
after
from
the wife's
Family
asleep.
Video.
Does that one come out?
She knows she wants nothing to do with it.
No, of course not.
Honestly, she liked the idea. It's a revenge thing. It's a nurse who, in a way, kind of like this movie, she is taking revenge on people in a hospital who are just doing wrong and cheaters. And yeah, she's naked 90% of the movie, and she is completely top to bottom shaved. Like, she's so naked, she's the most naked person. You know what I mean? I feel like you saw her birth. She's so naked. And so Jess likes the concept, but it's like, it's too gory.
Different degrees of naked.
She's the most naked. I can't articulate it any better than that.
Keeping Kleenex sales.
Yeah. But she just objects to how gory it is and just so much nudity.
All right.
Which I totally get. But we find out that they're a couple and they want to open a restaurant, which, you could tell from the description. But I love that they live in a building that must be newly been designated a swingers hangout haven because it's a new development.
It's because of the lower rent or transient rent. But yeah,
and that's about to change.
They get into the elevator, and then this whole fucking swinging party comes in behind them. Oh,
just one weirdo after another.
Yeah, and they're all like, woo!
In making a movie like this must be fun. And so, like, the costume designer must have a lot of fun doing stuff like this because they're just all weird and different in their own ways. And not necessarily threatening. They're just, hey, are you here for the swinging thing? And they're clearly very upset because we find out this couple, Paul and Mary, are very, very straight-laced.
Yeah. And when you hear him talk in interviews and stuff, I mean, he was that way. He's very, he just needed a pipe. That's the only thing. He was very educated, very, philosophical, just, and that's the character he played in this.
Yeah. And, one thing that I heard them talk about was how these characters have relatable problems. So it's discovered that they're raising the rent $175 a month.
Yep.
Their Insta cash card or like ATMs have been around longer than I think. I'll admit to how ignorant I am for a lot of things.
But they didn't use ATM terms, so I don't think they were then.
So that was that version, Instacash. It was stolen. Paul's lost his job because he has too much taste and class for that lowly convenience store.
Yeah.
And he took his goddamn Chateau Lafite with him, which made me ask the question, did he pay for it on his own dime?
He had to have stolen that.
Okay, see, there you go. All right. So there you go. Their first crime, as far as we know.
So he got fired.
You think he stole it?
Well, he didn't buy him at $400 a bottle.
There's no way that shrewd dude who just murdered a motherfucker is going to let a fired employee walk out with the Chateau Lafite.
At $400 a bottle, I don't have the clientele for it. So Paul's not buying the inventory for the store. He's just the clerk. I was
wondering if he didn't buy it himself and he just was trying to. I don't know. I'm trying to find the best in him. I'm trying to find the best in him, and it's not going to be there. But, they have these relatable problems, and this is where the movie just kicks off, and it stays into pretty much high gear from the beginning because you have a swinger who breaks into their apartment thinking it is a apartment with swinging activity in it. Now,
yeah, he was going to the party with all the people on the elevator where we're at.
Do you think there's only one swingers party happening in this building, or are there multiple apartments having multiple
There could be
orgies happening?
Yeah, I don't know that they stated that, but they made it sound that way.
It felt like there were more than one because the way that which... So the last time you went to a swingers orgy...
Yeah.
Did you just fall into the door like Kramer from Seinfeld? Or did you discreetly walk in and play it cool?
You put a cape on in your tidy whities and you come flying through the door. I mean, if you really want to slide, you wear socks.
Perfect.
If you want to do the Tom Cruise
So have somebody open the door for you and then you can...
Yeah, I mean, if you want the dun 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 dun.
So folks, next time you enter an orgy, think about what Todd does. Todd will slide in on socks. But my point is, he comes in so hilariously, like, is this the gangbang?
Yeah.
And Oh, no, wrong place. Clearly, very much the wrong place. And, a lot is said about.
But it doesn't matter to him. He still attacks her.
Yeah. I know. And that's the thing.
Every guy in the movie attacks her.
And so I think she has, and this is not a supernatural film, but there is a supernatural power that is compelling people to truly lose all decorum, lose all respect for their jobs and lives, and lose themselves over Mary.
I know what it is.
What?
Vampire.
She's a vampire?
She's a vampire.
Interesting.
You know how they have the hypnotic? I mean, I've watched a bunch of vampire movies recently. I texted you a couple of them. You haven't caught up yet.
May be influencing your.
And that is the
is
the attraction factor. Just
right.
Stay with me now. Picture some fangs coming out from underneath there.
Aside from not having any of the other characteristics of a vampire showable, she's pale.
Uh-huh.
I don't see her wearing a cape. She doesn't drink blood. She seems to be able to go out in the sunlight.
Female vampires don't work. Only Dracula wears the
So
cape.
write us a little independent podcast to gmail.com if you do watch this film ahead of the listening to the podcast. Is Mary a vampire?
Well, maybe we should. There's that Vampire Diaries series, which I have never watched. That's supposed to be some type of erotic thing.
But I do think either that's the case or these men would do that to any woman, right? Like lone creep. Yeah. Like they're caused to misbehave so badly. I have to think that there's something about her.
Hot girl must attack. Hot girl must attack.
I guess. Maybe they're just doing this to every hot girl they see. But so he comes in, the swinger, they're like, you're in the wrong place. And he's like sick and he's puking all over their carpet.
Because Paul hit him in the stomach.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. That's right. He does. Yeah. And Paul's not an inactive guy. You might look and think he's a passive dude, but he brings the hammer down quite a bit in this movie, actually.
He did protect her.
Yeah, he does. And he always does.
He brings a frying pan down pretty hard.
He does. And this guy's, ralphing all over their carpet, and he's like, I got to go into the bathroom. And he stays in the bathroom forever.
Yeah.
Which is funny to me because the rest of the scene kind of happens. You're like, that guy's still in there.
Yeah.
And they've got company. James is coming over.
James the realtor.
So they go to check on this guy. What were you thinking at this point? Is the guy dead? Is he alive? I thought he was dead.
Well, what was funny to me is they break into the bathroom and he's laying there facing the toilet or something. And the nurse, right? We find out later she said she's a nutritionist. So this is where I cut some slack on the writing, but the nurse proclaimed he was dead.
Maybe she is a nutritionist.
And then
not just
she does. So that would make sense.
Well,
but then he's not dead. He gets up.
He does.
And walks out of the bathroom.
My favorite thing is when they both decide he's dead and she calls to report the death.
Yeah.
And the first thing she says is, I want to report a murder.
Yeah. And he says, no, an accidental death.
And you hear it like, no, an accidental death. Like, I love, again, appropriately timed off camera stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and how about going back to okay, so we have no ATMs. We have no 911. Because she called, the police station.
Oh, it was like a police emergency number.
Everything says call 911.
They could have called 911, but had they done that?
I don't think 911 existed then.
In the
William
80s?
Shatner had to start that show before 911 came out.
I feel really badly. There had to be an emergency
at some point
number
in the 80s it came out, but
prior to
in 1982,
so what did people
when
call
this
for
was
emergencies?
filmed,
the operator?
You had a little sticker on your phone that had police, fire, and operator.
Oh, this is sad. We should know when 911
You don't remember
was
that?
a thing.
You never had that on your phone?
All I know is that Public Enemy thinks it's a joke. They wrote a whole song about it, and they're not wrong on some points.
Oh,
and this guy,
you took your, that stroke did you some good earlier. You're on point.
I'm trying to earn everybody's trust back from that epic fuck up. Holy shit. And again, in a little accidental death, the phone call's hilarious. She goes from a murder to accidental death and hangs up and says it was a wrong number. And Paul ends up in the swinger apartments, which again, these are those things that in the 80s, when you have bizarre movies, they can go too far. And I don't think any of the the party scenes went too far, was too over the top, or there was a lot of nudity in the film, of course, but nothing was that extreme.
It was nothing close up. There was no, I mean, it was basically just tits. You know.
There's T and some A and some B.
Some behind.
If you looked really hard, you saw some T, some TAINT.
There was some 80s Magic Bush from a distance, maybe once or twice, but just really
any
quick.
But when you're thinking about, the fish out of water thing is fun because, again, they've really made it clear that these two are squares, but already they're thrust in. They thought they murdered somebody, and they seem pretty chill about it. They couldn't get the phone call together as well as they wanted to, and their first thing was murder, which maybe would have been true, that gut punch. Maybe that's what she was thinking. But he goes into the swinger apartment, and they're trying to set Paul up with something like, hey, here's this person, or go to here, and this is where Doris the dominatrix shows up, and Paul is left in the apartment while weirdo guy goes back to see Mary.
$600 in his wallet is what I was looking through my notes for. That after they killed him, they then rob him of the $600 that was in his wallet.
Oh, wait,
which sets them on their
their
path of dying and taking money from the victims.
Correct, but again, Paul is in this den of iniquity, and the guy comes back to the apartment to attack Mary again. And is that what you were saying? Because they kill him afterwards.
Wow. Yeah, I got a little bit. My notes are a little different.
Oh. Well, maybe we didn't watch the movie in the same way.
Paul gets whipped at party. Yep, there we are.
That's all right. You can let it be natural, man. Just let it flow.
Frying pan. Oh shit!
Don't deer in headlights.
That's all I need.
Notes.
$600 in wallet. So there we go. Now James arrives, the realtor. Right. So my favorite line out of all that, Ryan, was, "Honey, I just killed a man. He was a man. Now he's just a bag of garbage."
Yeah, that's one of the best lines in this movie.
I'm glad that wasn't your clip and I ruined it.
No.
Okay.
No,
but
I said
oh my God,
clip.
Can you imagine being the screenwriter and coming up with that?
Yeah,
that's freaking.
Yeah,
hilarious.
So the real estate agent, he's sniffing like, what the hell happened in here? And that's when Paul says something about, we were just pounding veal. Oh, that was so expensive. And he's like, oh no, that's for another dinner, another day. We're having chicken.
Yeah, the chicken that we just picked up off the floor from underneath the dead guy's head.
Yeah, so they found a house for their restaurant. They need $20,000 for it. They've just killed a man with a frying pan, and they're trying to figure out how much to take. But do they take his body into a trash compactor? Is that what they do with it?
Yeah, because you hit the button,
you hear a crunch, and then he says he went in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's funny is you can see Raoul as they're walking the body down. You see Raoul come out of
committing larceny.
Yeah.
He
come
just
out of
stole.
another apartment.
He just stole like a stereo or like a turntable or something. Yeah.
And they do make mention of they don't talk a lot about being restaurateurs. That's the one thing that's a little goofy about this movie, is they don't go into food very much.
Right.
Very often.
Neither one of them have that background, which the banker's going to point out. And so the restaurant is a bit of a fantasy on that aspect of it, because they have no background for that part of it.
And their best food item is their bland enchilada.
Yeah.
Again, it is a funny through line that their name is Bland and they want to be restaurateurs. They don't talk about that too much, but this is when the dominatrix card falls out, I think, right? And Mary finds it and she's like, "What have you been up to?"
Yeah, they're getting ready for bed and it's sitting on the dresser there.
Yeah. And this is like square, because she's like, "I don't mind some hugging and kissing, but none of this."
Well, so we should mention the whole entire apartment is decorated in 1950s. They have separate twin beds. They're wearing matching pajamas.
Yep.
And they liken it in their interview on YouTube to Rock Hudson and Doris Day. So I just thought I Love Lucy, when I saw the beds. But
I'd say more
the matching
like
pajamas I didn't know about, but that was pretty funny.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
And then she's got all the little stuffed animals, and then he's hugging this giant pillow of a bottle of wine.
Yeah. Yeah, he loves his wine. And this is when he tries to make some money and he tries to sell some of his wine. He meets another creep in a hotel room
Yeah.
to discuss it. And the creep says, all right, let's discuss it over dinner.
Right.
Because Paul says, I only want to sell 4 out of the whatever.
And then he excuses himself from the dinner table. I have to go cash some traveler's checks. What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And then, goes back to the apartment and makes off with Paul's wine and leaves Paul paying the check.
He has to pay the check.
At the dinner table.
Yeah. So many creeps. You got hospital perv, you got lone creep, you've got wine creep. So everybody's taking advantage of them and they're just down on their luck. And that's what propels people to do the crazy things.
Yeah. Creep, another movie we did.
Between the last 2 episodes, we're trying to be as incestuous
you
as
remember
possible.
that? I was going to point that out. Yeah, we've never done that until now. I think
now, lucky you all. That's all we're going to do.
Shameless.
And the hospital perv shows up, and which I find is kind of funny. How do they know where he lives?
Oh, the scene where he asked the other nurse behind the counter.
Yeah, because
where does she live? And she's like, "Oh, that's against policy." And then she makes that face, like,
"So,
oh, you're so cute."
Oh, that must be
and
why.
then so he got it from her, and then he shows up at the apartment,
and he's killed. And I like,
moving on. He's killed.
Well, I mean that's the fun now. It's like
this bang. You can hear the sound of the frying pan resounding off the head.
Yeah.
They got a little gong for that or something.
Intentionally, the writer director said they wanted the violence to be, not very violent and not bloody and not gory. This isn't a gory film at all.
Nope.
And
it's like Three Stooges or cartoon. Well, cartoons in the 80s, right? Like.
Yeah, frying pan to the head.
Yeah.
And then that
Tom
big
and
lump,
Jerry. Yeah, Bugs Bunny.
Come up.
Yeah.
That big lump bruise. That would just look like it had all the hair shaved off of it.
That you're talking about the cougar and the coffee, 1 lump or 2, and he's like, I want a whole lot of lumps. And
No,
just hitting them
that's
over the
coming
head.
out of nowhere.
You don't know that cartoon?
No.
Oh, that's the one I'm picturing when you're saying it.
Oh, I just remember when like Tom or Jerry would get hit in the head with a mallet and that big bruise would pop up, and it just looked like somebody shaved his.
I think it's a through line in a lot of those cartoons.
And so now they decide that this is what they're going to do. They found some money on hospital perv, and they're going to lure bad men to their deaths and take their money.
Yep. And they're like,
and what's fascinating,
you know how much money we can make with all these pervs in Hollywood?
Yeah. And how they're just, married. They're methodical about it. They're a great couple. So how about this dominatrix? Why don't you call Doris?
Why don't we learn how it's done? How do we get our clients?
And my favorite scene in this movie is the scene where they go to Doris the dominatrix's house to talk about the ropes, to learn the ropes. I literally think that it's so brilliantly written and acted and so well done. Even Jess was like, that was funny as shit.
Yeah. And again, like her giving her credit for, I wouldn't say steal the show, but giving her acting
she steals
props.
This movie, I think. And then some. Just wait.
She is a gem.
But they, it's her, and she's in her home, and she's got a kid, and she's making dinner, and she's feeding the kid, and she's baking,
and she's telling him all these different things you can do, and then turns out, I almost don't want to give this line away because I did a double take. I'm like, what did she just say? Turns out I draw the line at golden showers. And she's explaining that they need to set their boundaries for what they're going to do.
Yes, that is true. That stood out.
And
for
when
you,
she said that, I'm like, oh, she must be German. Or not German. What? Didn't we have this conversation once, Ryan?
I'm not. I'm going to Oliver North and not maybe recall the.
Ryan, didn't you go into great detail one time about? I don't know. You don't remember that conversation?
It could have had something to do with music. Did it have anything to do with music and a song called that? I don't know. We're not going to get ourselves out of this hole.
Oh, it was that bass line we were trying to dissect.
Well,
we were transposing a bass line.
The idea
from jazz to rock, and that's what it was. I remember now. Yeah.
Wow. I think a hashtag for this episode may be derailed, but who knows? But I think the juxtaposition between her doing all this Susie Homemaker stuff and, to your point, talking about golden showers was really funny.
Yeah, she said it. I didn't say it.
Well, I mean, it's something that isn't a mainstream term probably in 82. How randy was that? I mean,
when you were selling those adult videos when you worked at the video store, was there any
90s?
Yeah, was there any titles that had golden shower on them?
No, but there were European movies. I remember.
There were movies.
And
okay,
that's a good point. That may have been like a really, kind of revolutionary thing to say. I'm not really sure, but it made me laugh, and I think that's the kind of scene that if you can make it through a movie like this that far, then you're probably gonna make it to the end. If that makes sense. Like if it hasn't offended you up to this point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think you would watch this if you would be offended by, if you're not going to laugh at this kind of stuff. I don't even think you would get anywhere near this.
They put the ad, and so is this how it worked? They put an ad out, and they're both Naughty Nancy and Cruel Carla in this dominatrix.
The huge ad in the newspaper. Yeah, that's all there was.
And that's what would happen, and people would write you letters.
It would be in a certain type of newspaper, which Doris was kind enough to point out which newspaper they should advertise in.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so they have to put out the ad, wait for letters to arrive of prospective clients, and then go through the letters.
And the clients are sending Polaroids of themselves.
Polaroids, yeah, that's nice. Yeah, pre-Tinder. That was the early version of Tinder. But they call the first one, kind of like, let's see if we should do this. And they book the first one, 7 p.m., and she demands, because a lot of this is, S&M type of stuff, but she demands $300.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty nice little chunk of coin in 82.
Yeah, client number one was her being the mommy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's interesting, and ahead of this, we should say, is when they found the flyer on their car for Raoul's locks. So, Raoul's name
when they left Doris's house.
They left Doris's place. So, sorry, we should have mentioned they were talking about getting new locks because they must have called Raoul because he shows up and clearly casing the entire place to rob it.
You got any expensive stuff here?
God. It's really,
and
really
then
clear.
They're playing the Doris Day Rock Hudson, like, oh yeah, well Paul's got wine and this and
But then it's another thing where they're like, well, we'd actually like to install some handcuffs in the walls and a bunch of S&M stuff.
Yeah, she's like a something motif or whatever.
A handcuff motif.
Yeah.
And it's really, really funny.
And then he's looking at her like, what the fuck?
Yeah. But he's not deterred. Now, we talked about her clients and we don't have to go into too much detail about each one because I do want people to watch the movie, but you've got Baby Man, you've got Great Dane guy and Nazi guy. And I have to say,
Minnie Mouse,
all of them, Nazi guy really committed to his role.
Oh, yeah.
Right? If that was you and you're going to a place for a thing, like she's catering to all these different things.
Right. And they did too.
One of them was a
they
mouse.
hung up the swastikas all over. They set the entire apartment up like an interrogation room, in Nazi Germany.
Because later, when the disco guy is late, Paul says, we spent $70 on lights. So for Nazi guy, there's a swastika throw pillow. They jazzed up their place, all for that.
Well, huge swastika hanging up on the wall, takes up the whole wall.
So what makes me laugh is another fun line is after they kill the Nazi, it's like a day at work, and he says, I'll bag the Nazi and straighten up around here.
Yeah,
and
you go to bed.
Plain as day, I'll bag the Nazi. And when Raoul breaks in. That's what made me laugh this time the most was all that shit with the swastikas was still all over their place.
Yeah, he didn't clean up anything.
He was not.
The body was still on the floor.
Yeah, I mean.
All he did was put a bag over the body. And okay, I'm done.
Now, okay, Raoul's a guy who admittedly maybe has seen some shit. Right? Maybe.
He is a criminal element. Absolutely.
But even you're a criminal element person. And you were just in the home of Mr. and Mrs. Susie Q. Homemaker.
Yeah.
And 8 hours later,
Yep.
break into their place. It's covered in Nazi memorabilia, and there's a body on the floor.
And there's
Do
a
you
dead-
continue with that robbery?
A dead Nazi on the floor, and she wanted handcuffs installed into the wall.
Yeah.
And he just steps over it like,
He's
okay,
a bold man.
He
Bold man.
He has seen some real shit then.
Yes, and again, it comes to the point where he attacks Mary, and again, like there's an obsession with her.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's doing the whole flashlight thing of her body
Yeah.
in bed there. Yeah.
And so they, he doesn't attack her, or he doesn't successfully attack her, but
No, he just creeps at her with a flashlight, and then before he leaves.
he doesn't attack her this time.
No. That's coming with the Ed Begley.
But when do they make the deal? Because don't they?
Yep. So Ed Begley, is client number.
You number them?
Yes.
Holy cow!
He's number 4, hippie.
He is the hippie, and he's late, right?
And he's late so Paul leaves to go do some shopping, and then Ed Begley shows up as the hippie. They're playing the Grateful Dead and have all the psychedelic lights. He's got the
But they
weed.
didn't make the deal with Raoul ahead of this, because I thought
They're
going to
do it right after, and then he starts to he attacks her and is ripping her clothes off, and then Raoul shows up, and Raoul chokes the guy to death
Raoul
with a
kills
a
Ed
rope,
Begley Jr.
a cord. Yeah.
Ed Begley Jr. is in this movie.
Yes. An 80s icon.
And there's another great 80s character actress later that this movie may ruin 2 other movies for you.
Okay.
So we should maybe put a spoiler in the description of the episode.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Raoul, becomes the man, and
Yeah, they smoke some Thai stick. That's an old term.
yeah, and then
That's
they
an old term.
and then he's throwing money across her naked body off of Ed Begley.
Indecent proposal.
Yeah. But she's going into it. She's down with it. She's went from I Love Lucy to Indecent Proposal.
Well, she has this naivete, but there's something a little sinister that lurks underneath that.
Oh yeah.
Like she's playing everybody.
And I think that's real life with her.
And I wouldn't have been surprised if the Mary character wasn't playing everybody from the beginning, if that was the reveal. But yeah, he convinces her to have sexual relations. Raoul does, all under the guise of
Well, they
like an
smoke
experiment
some.
or
They
something?
smoke some Thai. So they smoke some Thai weed, and then she becomes very compliant at that point. And they get the deal done, and then in comes hubby from the store,
right.
and Raoul's cleaning up, and
Yeah,
they tell the story about how he killed the guy and saved their life.
I love when they go back to the hospital. This is another announcing thing that got me. This back of the hospital, there's an announcement constantly that said all male nurses dance has been canceled.
What?
Yeah. Well, because I watch with captions.
So
And
this is like Three Stooges, right? You got the hitting with the frying pan. You got the paging Dr. Moe, Dr. Fine,
Dr. Benny
going
Hunter.
on in the hospital.
All male nurses dances have been canceled. And Raoul comes to the hospital again to confess his love. Like he is obsessed and needs her.
He keeps calling her Chiquita.
Yeah.
Which isn't that what they call it? Were the Chiquita bananas back in the day? That's what I was thinking.
Affectation for,
But Chiquita, I don't even know what, I was like, oh, bananas?
I think it's a Hispanic
like hot
affectation,
girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I mean, he is all about her. And what I think is so funny is in the background of the scene, it's just a bunch of x-rays of pelvises. Did you notice that?
I saw the x-rays, but I didn't notice they were
pelvises, every single one.
Well, you've had your hip replaced, so that must have been you're like, oh, that's what it looks like.
I have to, that was intentional, because even Jess was like, that's all pelvises back there. I'm like, yep, sure is.
Yep, that was a sexual
kind
of okay.
And he's, Raoul confesses his love, and now this is when he starts talking about getting Paul out of the way. And, we're going to have to fight for you.
How much money they'll make. They just cut it between the two of them. Yeah, so he's selling it, And
they must be making a pretty penny at this point. I
Well-
mean, that's like $300 a
Yeah.
pop if you're doing a few of those a night. You know, that's ranking up.
well, and then he went to the hospital the next day to, present this plan and of course have sex with her again.
Yeah, and experimentally. I don't remember
And
why.
they smoke weed right in the hospital room.
Yeah. Oh boy, the devil's lettuce doing it again. It's evil stuff, as they say.
Yeah, so she doesn't have sex through the entire movie until she smokes weed, and then both times she's smoking weed and then having sex. So that must be conducive to, I thought it was tequila makes your clothes come off, according to the country song.
Could be anybody.
This is some type of
Marijuana?
tie stick makes your clothes come off.
Yes, it sure does. Well, my clip has to do with the next scene at the sex store. Because inexplicably, Paul is going to a sex shop.
He's got to buy more props for the next client.
Yeah, and again, what a great host,
Yeah.
right? Wants to create ambiance. He's
Spend money to make money.
And it's their last thing. He knows he's killing them. I mean, it's such a nice gesture. But so he goes to a sex shop and wants some. Now, this isn't actually the whole scene. I cut it off intentionally because I want people to enjoy the rest of it. But
Okay.
when I was thinking about the scene that really wrapped it up for me, it's this one, and it's this actor who's delivering these lines opposite Paul, who came from a lot of like Pee-wee's Big Adventure. He did a lot of kids TV and stuff. So I didn't know him at the time, but it must have been so crazy that he was saying all this stuff. So this is Paul going to the sex shop to get some supplies for the upcoming event.
What do you want? I'd like a vibrator, please. A pair of handcuffs.
Hey, get him out of here. He's not 18.
Hey, man, come on, I'm 18.
Get him out of here.
Come on, give me the magazine
Let's
back.
go out of the store.
Shit.
And ring.
And a what?
Cock ring.
Oh, a cock ring. What size?
Hey, get the latest issue of Nuns and Nazis.
Tuesday. What size?
Medium, I suppose.
Is it for you?
Medium will be fine.
Sure. Okay, your vibrator start at $10.95 and go up. We got the salami, the man of war, and alien.
Just give me the cheapest one.
Oh, wait a minute. There's nothing cheap about my store. You mean inexpensive, don't you? Isn't that what you meant?
Yes.
That's what I thought you meant. You want a cheap pair of handcuffs, too?
Yes.
All right, you're going to need some lubricant for this vibrator. We've got KY and late orgy gel. Hey, you taste it, you're going to buy it, all right? The late orgy gel comes in lemon, mint, cherry, or trail mix.
Ryan's reliving the.
Oh my God. Or
And then he
trail
questions
mix.
trail mix.
Oh my God. And that's the
I had to
scene
make it
continues on. But oh my God, that you
that
taste
alien.
it.
What was that thing? 3 feet?
It was like a 3-foot dildo,
it
and
was-
he's like
it was
poking at him, and he's
hilarious.
like, "I
Yeah.
don't sell cheap stuff." Oh, I love that. And he mentions later a Benoit dancing egg,
Yeah.
and a basket job is mentioned. And a Benoit is like an ancient Chinese vagina ball, like it's an ancient sex toy. So they had it going on. The Chinese.
Did you have to look that up,
So
or did you already
a
know
Benoit
that?
dancing egg must be. No, I had to look that up. I don't have that at the ready. If I did, there'd be something wrong with me. Maybe.
I didn't know either, and I was afraid to say, "What is that, Ryan?"
Yeah. So all that's mentioned. We're here to educate you as well, everybody.
Yeah. Now
So
I know.
if your
what
teenager comes to you and just wants to have a talk and wants to know what a
Yeah.
Benoit dancing egg is, you can tell her it's a ancient Chinese vagina ball.
or your girlfriend, or wife doesn't, have to be.
That's great.
A teenager.
Make it a day. Hey, Valentine's Day is coming up. Get her a Benoit dancing egg.
on Amazon.
And if
Not a
anybody,
sponsor.
any weird sex toy company wants to sponsor our podcast, we are down.
Yeah, Fredericks of Hollywood is shown in this movie.
That is true. Well, Raoul, we get a little glimpse of Raoul's, multifaceted life. He has a van, and he has one of those 80s van that has like weird windows, like that look like home windows on it. And handwritten on the side is laundry. So he's taking laundry around, and Paul is following him in the funniest way possible.
Yeah, it definitely looks like a Predator van as well.
It does. But I just wondered whose laundry Raoul was doing. But Paul is on top of the van just driving around.
That's from when he's stealing out of all the apartment buildings. Like,
Yeah.
it looks like a legit reason for that van to be there.
And it's fun because, again, Paul's just on the top of the van and he's writing down notes in his thing.
Yeah.
And it turns out Paul is also doing something nefarious with these bodies, because earlier he says what he does with the bodies is his business. But he's selling the bodies to Doggy King Dog Food Corporation, and they're making dog food out of the bodies.
Isn't that crazy?
That's something. And that's something.
That is, and
it's an indictment of the dog food industry.
well, and when I was watching the credits at the end,
It's not even called Soylent Green.
doggy commercial lyrics written by
Yeah.
Paul Bartel.
Yeah. Multifaceted
He
artist.
wrote the
right there.
lyrics for the doggy commercial, which is coming up on the TV later.
That is right. And so there's a fun little reveal. And at this point, were you hoping for more cannibalism, sir?
We haven't had any yet.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Were you upset at
No,
this
I
point?
was
Were you like,
realizing,
"God damn
I
it,
think I
Ryan."
was probably catching on, like, oh yeah, they, like in the deep recesses of my mind, I was remembering, I think it was at the end, that
Okay.
the cannibalism
That's
happens.
good. I didn't want you to be mad.
Because the
At this point.
the-
Like, where's the fucking cannibalism?
the
God damn you.
the title, is there a more spot on title that gives away a movie than this one?
Maybe.
I don't think so.
I mean, the actor who played Raoul initially, when he was pitched the movie, he said, "I don't do those kind of movies."
Right, because he thought it was a porn.
An X-rated film.
Yes, yeah.
Which
Paul,
this could
he asked
easily
Paul what he did.
have sashayed into.
Oh, we got to tell this. So, just in case people don't watch these interviews, so this is Raoul, the character Raoul in his
Not
interview.
to be confused with Ja Rule.
Yeah. What's
Who's in Fast and
his
Furious
real
1.
name? Raoul.
Raoul, the actor?
Yeah.
Robert Beltran.
So he's being interviewed, and he says he doesn't do those kind of movies. He's on the phone with Paul, the director, and he says, "Well, what have you done?" And mind you, he is a starving actor living at his mom's house in Bakerfield, California. So, he can't be too picky, but so Paul runs down 2 or 3 movies, and he said, "Nope, haven't seen them." And then he says, "Death Race 2000." And then he's like, oh, he had just seen that in a drive-in 2 nights before. And he said he didn't see it the first time, but he stayed to the end to rewatch it because he was with a girl and he missed the whole first movie, Death Race 2000, because he was with a girl. So back in the day in the drive-ins, kids, they would show a first movie, a second movie, and then they would show the first movie over again. So you would be in the drive-in till they didn't start the movie till 10. So you'd be in the drive-in till at least 2 a.m. if you stayed for the whole thing.
Yep.
Little 80s education there for you.
This is true. And in true 80s fashion, we have a comical next few scenes of somebody trying to kill Paul with a car. And just doing a bad job of hiding who it is because it's clearly
ski mask.
Raoul. I love that too. And next is, again, I think one of the most brilliant pieces of the film is Doris having been engaged in subterfuge by Paul, trying to ruin Raoul in some way or another. I don't think she's trying to kill him, but try to get to him, trying to get his goat. She dresses up as a blind nun. And when she falls off the chair right off the bat, that's really funny.
Yeah. Oh, that whole blind scene is hilarious.
She's an immigration inspector. She's a health inspector who shows up at his house because of an outbreak of horrible VD.
Yeah. So Paul hired Doris to try and get rid of this guy, scare him off, because he's making the moves on his wife.
It's so funny. And Paul says when he's through with him, he'll be happy to be cleaning latrines in a leper colony or something like that.
Yeah.
But this actress.
But Nurse Sally Cummings, what a name.
It is.
And then
Sure.
accuses
Why
him.
is it a name?
Accuses
Why do you
him-
like it?
I don't know. Isn't there some type of reference there?
I'm
Do
just kidding.
you hear any reference?
Susan Sager. I want to say her name again. If I was making a movie, I'd hire her. She's so tremendous in this. And, she could have been a one-note character just as a dominatrix and, it could have been somebody else.
Yeah, yeah.
But she's just really, really funny doing these different, charades, which ostensibly Raoul believes each time it's a different person. Did you get that or no? Was he playing along? I think he legit
didn't.
Thinks it's a different person each
Right.
time.
He's like, I agree.
So Mary ends up going over to Raoul's, and I love in the background just all the stolen shit everywhere. It's just stacked up, stolen stuff.
Yeah, this is my place.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's clear. Did you see Doris give him any pills? Did he as the health inspector?
Yeah, he says you better give me 5 because I'm a busy guy.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
She gives him 2.
She gives him pills.
Yeah, and it's basically, God, I forget what she calls them.
It's saltpeter. Yeah.
And she says keep the boys at camp from playing with themselves.
They give it to kids at camp so they don't play with themselves. So, like, Mary's there to have sex with Raoul again, which is fucked because I don't know why she's doing
That's
this.
the 3rd time.
And he's having issues. And she, as a nutritionist, says, "What are you taking?" And says, "Ew, it's saltpeter," which apparently
she tastes it and knows what it is.
Yeah. Nutritionist
dressed like a nurse. Dressed like a nurse on Halloween, the sexy nurse.
I guess. She works at a hospital, though, but as the nutritionist wouldn't have to wear a nurse's
Nutrition
outfit.
Would give colonics.
She prefers it.
So that's correct.
What, really?
Yeah.
Oh, is that
I would think.
I would know.
Wouldn't you?
No, actually not.
No.
Like that nutritionist would just be regulating food and intake. Wouldn't have anything to do with
your face right now. The
exterior, the exiting.
The picture of the enema is
but
grossing
so
right
Raoul
out.
can't perform, and he's upset, and so Paul got a little bit of comeuppance there, but nothing too serious. Which again, at this point, where you're like, "Where's the cannibalism?"
Comeuppance? Is that what you said?
Yeah,
that's pretty clever, Ryan.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite old-timey terms.
That would be Nurse Sally Cummings.
So now it's revealed for some reason, and I didn't catch this, that this house that they want it's $25,000.
Yeah, so they're back at the apartment, husband and wife again. They're arguing, and number 7 client shows up, the doctor, and in the middle of the argument, he just swings the door open and says, "All the hell with it," and just gonks him over the head, which they could have been doing all along instead of buying all the props.
Yeah.
So I found that really funny.
Yeah.
James calls the realtor, and somebody else has made a move on the property.
Yeah,
they have to come up with $20,000 by Friday, or they will lose their house for the restaurant.
Where are they looking?
Then they discover the swingers party, and they can make one big hit, like that
big score.
Big bank robbery.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
It's teed up as, like you said, an
The
Ocean's
big
11
score.
type thing, and
they're
going to hit this party, and this is where, I like this couple. I know they're murdering awful people, but they're tight with one another.
But I like them. They have a good marriage.
They've got a plan, and
they really seem to care for one another.
They do. Maybe this is the Valentine's Day movie people should be watching.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
I mean, anything for a bed and breakfast, anything for your restaurant and love.
That's right. And this is where we get a very recognizable character actress who comes up to them right away at the swingers party.
Oh, yeah.
With this recognizable kind of squeaky voice and this red hair, and it's Edie McClurg.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, my God. So if you don't...
So she was friends with Paul Bartel, and she basically did this scene for free.
Yeah. She
improv'd it.
If you do not want Ferris Bueller's Day Off and possibly Planes, Trains, and Automobiles ruined for you, don't watch this, because it's a drastic departure from her normal role. But she's adorable in it, and she mentioned that she didn't know the type of movie it was, so the people in the background were clothed most of the time. But when she was in place and they called action, they disrobed, and she had no idea that they were naked behind her
until she saw the film, because they'd put the robes. She said, they'd put the robes back on after when he'd yell cut, and she didn't realize that they were.
I know. Can't there be an aura about massive amounts of people nude?
naked radar.
Would you just feel it? Yeah.
Naked
dar?
Yeah, you got to have nadar.
I don't know. We should not do this because then you end up saying something really dumb or regrettable. But so that's just a throwaway. Like, there's no reason for that scene except for to allow Edie McClurg to just be awesome and have this fun little moment, which they turn down because, you know, she says a bunch of wicked whack shit. And
yeah, we're into B&D and not S&M or something or other. And then she turns them down by saying, we're into Great Danes. And then she turns and waddles back over to her husband. Oh, honey, they're into doggies, in her sweet little high-pitched voice that she has. Oh, so funny.
And Lone Creep happens to be at this party. And this is my favorite of the murders, I think, because Lone Creep shows up and he, again, it borders on manic behavior. This is a man who is already at a swingers orgy and loses his mind over Mary and must attack her. And they're
But he
violent.
was in the shower. Mary's in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And he was in the shower
with another
and
woman.
There's girl, but she looks dead.
Oh, she's
when
just
he comes
passed
out
out
of the shower, but he was, I whatever was going on in there was not good.
Oh, well, I
Because
don't know.
Until she got up and came and talked to Mary, I thought she was dead, and he was doing it with a corpse in the shower or something. Because she was just comatose sitting on the floor in the shower, and he comes walking out.
It didn't occur to me that way, but you know,
I was like,
I'm
what
initially
was going on in the shower?
He, again, obsessed with her, attacking her. So I'm like, supernatural powers. That's what it is. And she stabs this guy,
vampire,
and throws him out the window. I think that's just really funny because unceremoniously he dies.
And that's when she turns and talks to shower girl.
And the girl from the shower she just came out like, I just figured she was just like stoned and passed out. Like, hey, what's up? You know, he was checking her hair follicles for mites or something. And he was
head lice was big in the 80s.
But people aren't attracted to vampires violently though.
Well, when you say violently, they're compelled through their hypnotic eye trance to have sex.
Wants people to be aggressively wanting to rape her?
No, it's just
a weird vampire skill.
It's a vampirism. The guy, it's in reverse. So no, you know, like Bela Lugosi would hypnotize the girl and go bite her on the neck.
Yeah. Well,
so when you have it in reverse, the guys are like, "Oh, must have the girl, must have the girl."
It's a bum deal.
And then you know who we could have used in this movie? New York ate them.
Oh yes, Olga.
She could nice. Give Ryan a hand, everybody.
Olga.
He pulled that from episode 3.
Well, this party I love because Lone Creep is killed, shoved out the window. Paul's getting drunk, and you have this in the cinematography. I mean, we don't talk about the technicals a lot, and maybe we should more, and you can let us know. A little independent podcast at gmail.com. But the cinematography in this movie is great. Like, as the camera's moving through, you know, there's just insanity happening behind him.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy. And he's drinking and it's escalating. I just really like that. And that shot was super cool. And it culminates with this party and all these swingers getting into the hot tub. And I love the owner of the house and the guy at this party. It's got to be a weird thing because he's just like, yeah, everybody should be naked and fucking each other and everything. And he's all
I'm
mad.
the host with the most and got about a boat. Yeah.
And so they all get into the hot tub and they're trying to figure out this body situation and get whatever money that he's got. And the host is all pissed. He's like, get your clothes off and get in the hot tub.
Yeah.
And Paul goes over, and this is my favorite death in the movie, actually.
Yep. This is a popular YouTube video, this scene right here.
Oh, is it really? So what does he pick up? He picks up something electric.
It looks like maybe a bug zapper.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, that's it.
Says swing on this and throws it into the hot tub, and then the way they all just fall over dead is so funny.
Yeah. Everybody dies in the hot tub
simultaneously
like a bunch
just
of withered
go,
flowers
and fall over.
And then they call for a double-decker car carrier.
Yeah.
Because they realize that they've got a whole bunch of cars that they could be selling, which Raoul has been doing this whole time.
Apparently in the 80s there was no Secretary of State. You didn't have to have a title or anything.
Real easy.
Yeah.
And to hide your little clandestine operation, you just put a little wig on and nobody knows it's you.
Right. Just Susie Homemaker.
And there you go. And they've got a good deal.
Daddy Boy.
But Raoul intervenes. And, what is it? Why can't he leave it alone?
I got to go with the vampire.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
To
be honest, it's his undoing.
It cannot. He cannot stop.
Raoul is undone.
No man can resist her.
That is true
in this movie,
but
except Paul, her husband.
And there is infidelity to deal with. Is it ever known to Paul what she did?
Yeah, she tells him,
and he is
in the end, and he says, "I know."
Yeah, that's right. He does.
Yeah.
So, and good for them. I mean, maybe if she gives him a couple of freebies, later, like, hey, listen, I bang that guy 3 times. You go ahead. You got 3 free ones.
Yeah, Paul's not interested. He
loves his lady.
He's a philosophical.
Loves his lady. Raoul is dispatched, and James comes by finally for dinner.
Well, I like the way they filmed it because you don't know who was dispatched.
Yeah,
she can't find the frying pan. All 3 of them go into the kitchen. You hear the conch on the head. Cut to Mary packing up all the stuff in the apartment, like they're getting out of Dodge, to go get their restaurant.
Yeah.
And at this point, for about 30 seconds, you don't know which side she went with. Did she kill Paul?
Yeah.
Or did she kill Raoul?
That's a good point.
So I thought that was cool, and it was just real short. And then, of course, hubby Paul comes walking through the door, and then you know whose team she's on.
Were you fooled by that?
I didn't know. For a minute, you're just like, well, the title kind of gives it away, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah.
Well,
sure
then James is knocking on the door. He's over for dinner.
Yeah, he sure is.
And they don't have anything to. They forgot to go to the grocery store.
He sure did
To prep dinner.
So at this point,
they have to use
are
what
you like,
is
thank
at
God,
hand.
some fucking cannibalism in this goddamn cannibal movie.
Yeah, it's a cannibal sex movie. I got the sex. Now where's the cannibal?
Right.
And
you're
finally,
kind to have hung in there and not texted me a bunch like, you motherfucker, this thing.
Yeah, I think just deep down I remembered it from my early.
That's awesome.
Early HBO days.
And so they do serve food, which they're all eating.
All of them.
Which, again, was an interesting choice.
Paul's eating Raoul.
Everybody is.
Mary's eating Raoul.
In a clever...
James is eating Raoul.
kind of last line. And did you note the last line?
I wrote them down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the trade-off there, the 3 lines?
Well, no, I mean, he says
James
French,
comments French.
More Spanish.
Mary says, no, Spanish, actually. Tender. Yes, it is. Paul says it's amazing what you can do with a cheap piece of meat. So Mary thinks he's tender, and Paul thinks he's a cheap piece of meat.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. So there's still a little animosity going on there.
Uh-huh. And the very last line is spoken by James, I'll drink to that, which is a pretty good last line.
Yeah.
It's a pretty nice one.
And then they show the beautiful Paul and Mary country kitchen.
That's right.
And
so
do a
they
freeze
did it.
frame.
In the credits, I think it's interesting. Special thanks to Joe Dante and John Landis. All, I think, came up through the Roger Corman crew, which is kind of cool. Years after the film became a cult favorite, a sequel was scripted in which a man blackmailed the Blands with knowledge of their killings. Chevy Chase was the person who was going to be playing that role. And Paul and Mary would reprise their roles from the original, but Bartel died before it could get started.
Aw.
It was to be called Bland Ambition.
That would have been cool.
Paul Rubens was originally approached to play the sex shop salesman, but turned it down, which is interesting to me because that at the time would have been equally as shocking as John Paragon. That's actually the guy's name, who actually played it. But ironically, later we know what happened with him. And John Landis makes an uncredited cameo. He's the man who bumps into Mary at the bank.
So I did write down a credit as well.
Oh.
So Raoul Stuntman, what do you think his name was? Rick Seaman.
All right.
Was the stuntman for Raoul. It's in the credits, folks. I did not make that up.
Seaman?
Seaman. Rick Seaman.
Seaman.
Did the stunts for Raoul. It's in the
It says
credits,
Seaman. It's not spelled like the other way.
but it's funny.
That's why we're on radio, y'all. So on IMDb, that's where I typically go for reviews. There weren't any 1 out of 10, and there weren't any 2 out of 10,
Wow.
which is interesting.
Yeah, this is
Because
twice in a row this has happened.
That's right.
Yeah.
And wait for
Wait.
our last for our last one, wasn't it like 7 out of 10 was the lowest I could find?
It was shockingly.
I think it was 7.
It was shockingly single.
Yeah. So this isn't as impressive as that, but I found a 3 out of 10, and it's titled Eating Shit. Maybe if I saw this at the drive-in as a third movie of the night, and I had no idea you were going to do that drive-in thing.
They show the first one over again. I don't know. At least the drive-ins I went to.
Maybe if I saw this at the drive-in as a third movie of the night, I'd be drunk enough or tired enough or happy I'd already seen a couple of movies for my $7.50 that I'd be pleasantly surprised by this atrocity. Might even be pleased to catch a glimpse of booby. But watching it on TV decades later, I fail to see the appeal. I mean, this is about as funny as being put to the rack. Dark comedy? Ever notice when fans and critics try to convince you it's a dark comedy, but there are 0 laughs? 0. Still, I gave it 3 stars because it somehow has better production values than the usual drive-in schlock and the aforementioned gratuitous boobies. I sometimes wonder where IMDb digs up these glowing reviews of movies that are decades past being relevant or groundbreaking or shocking, because they certainly aren't any good judged on their own merits. Probably the same blogger goofballs who make a mockery of the Rotten Tomatoes site with their overinflated ratings.
Wow. Yeah, he needs to take a breath.
Right? And here's the last one. It's a 10 out of 10. And it's titled A Very, Very, Very Funny Movie. A little naughty, but all in fun. This is a super film with laughs galore. Visit kink in a fab 50s decor and enter S&M the bland way. The film is beautifully cast, especially leads Mary Warnoff, Paul Bartel, Robert Bethan, and Susan Sager. And you'll learn something too, whether it's about bland burritos or doggies, or what not to take in the hot tub with you.
Bug.
The
Zappers.
I just love that one. You know,
I
there's
like
something
that
to learn. Bland
I like
burritos.
that he gave Doris a lead character.
Yeah. I thought
You know,
that was
he went
funny,
all
too.
the way down the list to Doris, so that
Yeah.
was pretty cool. He was impressed then by her
And
performance.
it's Beltran. She said Bethan, but Robert Beltran. But yeah, this was a weird movie, and I wasn't trying to make you uncomfortable in any way. I just didn't know how you'd particularly
I'd seen
enjoy
this before. It had just
this
been decades.
insanity.
It was fun. It was even like I watched it twice, and I think it was even more fun the second time of viewing it. It was
I gave it a couple of
chuckled
runs.
more. You know, you catch
Sometimes
more.
when you know what's coming, it is funnier in a weird way.
Yeah.
So I agree with that.
It grows on you.
Yeah,
You know, and it
absolutely.
was good humor. And, you know, in our intro, you do mention the word weird. And
Yeah.
you gave this one a
Finally.
weird, you know, so you're living up to your own connotations there.
I'm trying. Well, excellent, sir.
Thank you, Ryan. This was a great pick and a lot of fun. Definitely 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, thanks. 2 thumbs up where?
Oh.
So, Todd,
Yes, Ryan.
we'll always have
Monty Doro.
Who are those guys?
You'll love it. It's just a little independent.
Love it. It's just as like independent. You know what I mean? You're about to say.
You'll love it. It's just a little independent. You're going to love it. It's just a little independent.
Okay. We're tense. Yeah, we're 2 or 2. We're like you know love it. It's just as little independent. Like it's just
Like I'm
little
introducing a
independent.
movie to you.
Like you're about to.
All right, yeah.
Just as little independent.